Hello. Hi, everyone. Hello, welcome to SoulCARE at August 23rd, 2021. Obviously, I'm not by myself. There's someone behind me, more than a guy. This is Liz.
Hi.
Liz, my cohort. Liz takes care of all my social media stuff and helps me with my business and my school and helps all the students. And it's like my right and a half hand. And so this is Liz. Hi, Liz.
Hi.
I think the first time you're here, right?
I think it's the first time I've been on SoulCARE.
First time on SoulCARE.
Yeah,
Wow.
definitely.
Wow. So Liz just turned 60 years old. Sorry. I mean, 39 years old. So we threw a party for her on Saturday night for her birthday and for my birthday, because my birthday is today. And here it is. So I wanted to celebrate it with Liz and with you guys. So happy birthday to me.
Hi, everyone.
And I gave Liz shared a party with her Saturday night. So we're still really from the party. So I think I have a headache, but I'm not sure. But it was fun. We had a lot of people, a lot of new people, and a lot of young people.
Yes.
Liz has kids that came. They're her children, not kids. They're her young adult children that came, and they brought friends, and it was really, really fun. And they were very polite.
Yes, it's sweet.
I was thank you very much for bringing us to your house, and thank you very much for this party. It was great. So we had a great time. Hope you had a great weekend, everybody.
Thanks, everyone, for the birthday wishes here.
Yes, thank you very much for the birthday wishes. Appreciate it. And Liz and I were doing a post-mortem, which I love that term, post-mortem,
Yes.
after the party, yesterday and today. And Liz let me in on a little secret of hers, which you might have told me once, but I don't know. I don't remember this. But we're talking about people that came to the party and gifted people and intuitives and empaths. And Liz said, well, I do tarot card reading. And I'm like, excuse me? How long have I done you?
7 years.
7 years. And I'm just finding out that Liz does tarot card readings. Hello. So Liz is very shy. I guess.
I think we talked. No.
Yeah, tell me how long you've been doing it.
So here's the funny thing.
Yeah.
So I've been in sort of working with people, James, and some people like James, for probably 8 or 9 years. But long before that, I was working for AT&T, which you couldn't be a whole lot less spiritual.
Right. One side of the brain.
Right. Yeah. There's no woo.
Right. There's no woo there.
At AT&T. But I did go to like a weekend, a recognition weekend, and we went to Sedona, which was so beautiful and so spiritual.
Sure.
And so I bought my first tarot card deck. And I don't want to age myself, but I think that must have been,
20 years ago.
Almost 30 years ago.
Yeah,
like a long time ago. So I bought this deck, which is a deck
classic.
A Robin Wood tarot deck. I've never seen this one. Have you seen it?
I've seen it before. It's classic.
It's kind of a cool one.
Yeah.
It's
a classic one.
I was always fascinated by it. And there were certain cards, even back then, that really resonated with me. And they sort of pop up, the same cards I noticed pop up for different people. So like when I'm doing one of my kids, the same cards.
I've never heard this before.
Yeah.
Continue.
It's just funny. It's like certain people just have certain themes. And that's when I realized that, there's a lot to this. Like I sort of I was just really drawn to these.
Those that have all the decks. That was
of all the decks and just tarot in general. As soon as I started getting into it, I just loved it. I thought, okay, this is something when I have some time, I want to learn more about.
Right.
And over the years I sort of have, and there's some great YouTube videos that I watch.
Great.
And so then I bought a couple of other decks, and I never really bought the classic Rider deck until just recently.
Is that the classic one?
That's a classic, but I think it actually is a cop. I think I got the wrong one.
The color's differently. Okay.
It's slightly off, but it is the same. Like you'll see.
So for my birthday,
yes. So I'm going to do a reading for James.
Liz is going to do a spread for me, and I'm thrilled.
What I think we should do, since it's your birthday.
Okay.
So I thought we should do two things. I think we should just draw a card and see how today is going to. Just let's find out what we're up to today. Okay.
Okay.
So we should do.
It's called a bed.
Let's find out what the day has in store.
Okay.
So let's just do a fan, and then we'll just grab.
Okay. What I gotta tell you about this gift a friend of mine gave me. You're gonna freak out when you hear about this.
Crazy.
Crazy. Just one card?
Just grab one, and then we'll just warm up with that.
All right. I'm feeling
Since this is so was so off the cuff.
I was so off the cuff. We're having a cup of coffee, and next thing you took tarot. What? You do tarot?
Okay. What do we have? Oh, interesting.
Really?
So the Page of Pentacles.
What does that mean?
So Pentacles. So this is the card.
Page of Pentacles.
Okay. So Pentacles are all about physical things, like the Taurus. I only recently learned that that astrology is sort of tied to tarot.
Right.
So different.
It is, yeah.
Pentacles are associated with the earth signs, and cups are associated with water signs, and wands with air, or wands with fire, like us, the Leo.
And Sag.
And then
What are the other ones?
Air is the swords.
The swords is air.
And which is kind of a weird one. The swords being air doesn't seem quite right.
You think arrows would be air.
Yeah. So anyways, but Pentacles come up a lot. Because I have Taurus rising. I see Pentacles a lot.
Capricorn, Earth, it's
right, the Earth
Virgo.
signs.
Yeah.
So and the page is interesting for a birthday. Interesting for your birthday because it's really sort of starting. It's a young card.
Okay.
So it's sort of
means starting over again.
It's almost like a starting over again, as far as maybe your home or as far as
100%.
Yeah. So for today,
I'm at the end of my Saturn return too, 63,
right.
And you're in the middle of your Saturn return.
Am I okay?
And I went through a lot of stuff during my Saturn
I'll probably go through a lot of stuff too.
So you're in the middle of it,
right.
And that's interesting. So it's the ending and new beginnings.
And a new beginning.
Wow.
Right. So it makes sense. And Pentacles, like I said, are all about the home, about physical things, about your garden, about all the creation, the creating that you're doing. But it's that very earthy, very grounded.
Wow.
So it sounds like we're not going to have too crazy of a day. But
I don't think so.
But maybe there'll be young people. Maybe I should invite.
Well, let's do that. Come on over. Sure.
So that was fun.
Prague, thank you very much for having me at the party. Thank you. You're very welcome. It's good to hear manners.
So now,
wow, that's cool. Okay.
So that's kind of cool. So
you set your intention, but before you do the spread, what you want to cover in this, or it just comes to you?
No. I think we want to talk about. So let's talk about what's coming up for you for the next few years.
Okay, next few years,
especially since you're at the end of your Saturn return.
And we're Saturn next few years.
No, James wrote a really cool blog about that a couple of weeks ago about the Saturn return.
Yeah.
And so if you want to learn more about that, if you're like, what the heck is that? Maybe James can tell you now. But every
28 years, the planets are in the exact same position that they were when you're born. So it happens every 28 years. It's called your Saturn return because the big planet Saturn comes back to exactly where it was. And that's the lesson planets. We're learning lessons. But all the planets are the exact same degree they were when you're born. It happens 28 years, 28 to 32, and like 56 to 61, 62. So that's major changes in life. Marriage changes, partner changes, living changes, job changes all the time. So back in your life to see these Saturn returns. So
good to know.
It's good to know.
Yeah. I think at 28, you always automatically, that's sort of when you start coming into your own. But this one is interesting because I feel a huge shift.
When you're older, it's different.
It's
because you've lived so much life.
Right. But I feel a very like a real shift in my life right now.
I did that with Dorsey and Brian. I felt the shift.
And that was
right 61. During 61, right during the Saturn return. Happens. But it's major life changes, major shifts. And right now, as Kelly White, my friend, talks about, we have 5 planets in retrograde, which is they hold still.
There's always
Uranus and Neptune and Saturn, Jupiter. They're all in their major outside planets, and they're all going slower. It doesn't mean they stop, but they slow down. So it's extra energy on them. And Uranus is in Taurus, which is really not good because Uranus is about new things and new ideas, and Taurus is solid in structure. So it's like breaking down old structures, old ways of thinking. Like Afghanistan was there. We had Tahiti, the earthquake, but much more earthly things going on this week. Definitely, without a doubt. So it's going to be like September's going to be rough because there's all those 5 planets in heavy retrograde till October the 5th. Ooh. So expect the roller coaster ride. I know it's like haven't been through enough. Well, not yet, I guess. So just put your seatbelts on.
We're not done, so brace yourself.
Okay, so I'm going to wait for my future here.
So let's do like a little future. So this is kind of a cool. I don't know.
I'm blown away that you're here doing this because I didn't know you did this. It's like amazing.
So one of the things about so you have to understand the cards because there's also spreads, and there are certain spreads that work. I've noticed it's like a really personal thing. Like one of the things I'd read about tarot is we all have these automatic gut instincts about certain cards.
That's true.
Like there's the moon card has like a weird gut instinct for me that's different than the actual official meaning of the card. And the tower is like that. Certain cards just have like a weird, either a positive or a negative, like the Hanged Man. Did I tell you the story?
Intuitive.
So the Hanged Man
is
my favorite card. So from the time I bought this tarot when I was working at the phone company, from the time I bought this deck, there was something about the Hanged Man card that I just loved it. I loved the whole idea of the transformation and the kind of this sort of serene surrender and change without chaos is what I feel like the Hanged Man to me represents. And so I have a little Hanged Man pin on one of my many jean jackets. It's not this one. Right. But anyway, I have a little Hanged Man pin that I love. So I was going to get a COVID test before our party. I'm negative. I was going to get a test, and I was wearing my little Hanged Man pin. And all of a sudden, I pull up to the little testing center, and the girl puts her hand out to whatever, get the swab or whatever, and to take my paperwork. and she's got the hangman tattoo.
So weird.
So weird.
So
And
weird,
I just
right?
been like really
Weird.
thinking about, because I was thinking about transformation and turning, 40, right? Over 60,
I remember
okay.
40.
No, I was thinking about turning 60 and the whole thing. And it was just so weird to have that juxtaposition or that synchronicity. And she said, oh yeah, it was my grandmother had a tarot deck and this was her favorite card at the time. And I said, look at my pin. I almost gave it to her, but I just couldn't part with it.
Wow.
So anyway, it's kind of weird.
It's like a friend of mine does, she does Carolyn Mumelo. She's on my site and she does regular playing cards. And they speak to her. The cards will do spreads and they'll speak to her the same way. It's how you interpret it, I guess.
Wow.
It resonates. Yeah, she'll do it.
I've heard that.
And even like coffee beans, coffee, spread the coffee out. You can read the coffee. The
grinds.
Coffee leaves, yeah.
Well, James always says, I remember when you were taping, was it mediumship or the psychic
certification course.
And we went and you did coffee bean readings. And
yes.
All these different.
Yes.
And
it's scrying. It's just ways of tuning into it's just to tune into the energy. That's what it is. To that numbiness.
So
Happy
really
birthday.
anything you do.
Thank you. Yes, I'm a Virgo, 0 degree.
So let's
just to the Virgo. Okay. And this is for the future.
So the spread that I like is it's a 4-card spread.
Okay. And
you ask a question, it's sort of a general question.
Okay.
And the one card that comes up top is the main answer. But all of the other cards are the background around the answer. It might be.
Do I think of a question?
Think of a question.
Oh, do I really?
Yeah, but it could be something so general.
Like, yeah, all right.
What's ahead?
Okay.
So what do you want to know?
I can't tell you. I have to tell you?
It's not birthday candles. Yes, you have to tell me.
Oh, I have to tell you that? Not like it was a secret. Don't let it out.
Okay. But you could make it more general and have something specific in mind.
Okay, got it.
Okay. So what would you generally like?
Will I expand my school?
Oh, okay. All right, so it's a career question.
It's a career question. Now, some people want the person to shuffle themselves.
Yes, I'm going to have you do.
So do you do that or don't you?
No, I have you shuffle.
Okay. Some people do that. I wasn't sure.
I have you cut it into 3.
Everyone's different. Cut into 3.
And then put them back together. But you
cool,
can also
right?
shuffle.
I haven't had this.
So while James is shuffling, let me remind all of you, I think it's posted in the comments, but there's a birthday sale going on at the school.
Oh, that's right. I'm on sale. I'm discounted.
James not only gave me a party for his birthday,
but I discount myself. I'm so good. Huh?
They love you.
Thank you. It's my birthday.
Oh, so Page of Pentacles for sure. Expand your school. That makes sense, Michelle.
That's great, Michelle. Thank you. So it's good. Okay. All right. Now I'm done. I think here. I've just felt I'm done.
Okay.
Now, do I give the 4?
So I'm going to lay them out for you. But now you've done your.
So I've done my woo woo woo.
Okay. So this is the main. This is the main answer to our question.
Okay.
And then these are all surrounding
I'll touch them too. Okay.
These could be people assisting you, like me.
Okay.
It could be.
I do my main one.
So we can flip it over since you're the medium.
So All right. So this is the main question.
Yes, that's the main answer.
And this is a.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So that's the 9. That's the 9 of Cups.
9 of Cups.
Okay.
Which is a water sign for water.
Right.
Right.
And love. Cups all about emotion and love.
It makes sense.
And that makes sense because it's such a we always say that the school is a labor of love.
And it's a healing.
Right.
Yeah.
And the 9 of Cups is realizing all of your potential. So that's a beautiful answer to your question. Really, really.
And 9 mean anything special?
The 9 is almost a 10. So I think the 9 of Cups to me is more about you've got it. It's all laid out, in front of you. It's all there.
Ducks went along.
Yeah. I mean, it's
which it always is, but we're humans, we'll get in the way all the time, right? Okay.
So you're realizing the fruits of your labor.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But you're not done.
I know. I'm not done.
Okay. And this is the 6. Okay, this is the 6 of Pentacles.
6 of Pentacles. Look at this, guys, gals.
And it makes sense, and that's craftsmanship.
Now, what does that mean?
That's that's labor and craftsmanship.
And Pentacles
is the physical.
Physical. That's very, very true. That's me doing my gardens.
So you're doing your garden,
lifting, moving,
you're doing your home, and it's interesting. I feel like it's all kind of integrated.
I'm redoing my kitchen this year and my bathroom, and now I'm going from the outside to the inside. Isn't that weird? So is that what it is?
More Pentacles.
I have a lot of Pentacles going on.
Now this is a little more. The 5 of Pentacles is a little more hard times. But not enough.
Great.
No, but not.
You need to leave.
But I kind of feel like
thanks, Kelly White.
Based on where it's placed, that's more behind you. So you've had the sacrifice.
So I had to sacrifice stuff. Yeah, it makes sense.
And maybe it's the last year you haven't been able to be on the road.
Yeah.
So you've been more motivated. What I kind of read into that particular card is that you're struggling a little bit, but there are people there. So that's supposed to be like a church in support of you. So there's people.
It's almost like the church is like like a
Like a church window,
church
right.
window, right? So it's spiritual.
So it's faith
So-
and
and
spirituality.
that's spiritual behind you, working with you, supporting you, I
Exactly.
guess. Yeah, okay.
Right. And bringing
And
you
friends
through.
supporting
And
you.
friends supporting you.
Right, right.
But the Pentacles that makes so much sense,
It's
Pentacles
like
and
building
Cups
them
for the
okay.
school.
Okay.
So this
yeah.
is like you were
And
kind
we're
of,
building a new website for the
Right.
school.
and you had to pivot. You had to
Yeah.
kind of change with COVID that we didn't expect that.
Exactly right. That's right.
Um,
Very true.
Oh, and the Hierophant. Okay, so this is interesting.
I've seen this.
He's kind of the wise sage, but he's also a little bit traditional.
Okay.
So this is interesting because
Yes. What does that mean?
so
Was that the future that just said this is general?
I kind of feel like this could be a little bit of the future,
Okay.
but it's like, are you going to be setting your own rules? Are you going to be, he's a high power. He's, intuitive. But it's like, maybe it's really representing you as being sort of a pioneer.
Wow. Wow.
So you're going to take.
I guess I got to come into that, don't I?
Yeah, I think.
I got to come into that. I know. I got to talk about this crystal I got too.
So it's like you're going to maybe come. It's interesting that this isn't really back here because you're right. You don't really act like somebody who's like this foundational,
yeah,
spiritual presence. But I think this is where you're going.
That's what people say.
And
they
the
say,
school,
well,
you already really
and I
are.
am. My dad's right down to earth.
But now the school is going to establish you even more.
As it should. As it should. And I'm writing another book during this period too. So.
Yeah. I mean, that's always an interesting card because it's like sort of, power and authority. And I think we're sort of looking at it that way.
Okay.
As opposed to like, you're going to be.
Great spread.
Yeah, it's a cool spread.
Thank you.
It's very encouraging. Good. And I mean, you always want to see the 9 of Cups.
Really?
Those high cups.
Okay.
And the labor of love to me just comes out of this.
Right. So why don't you do a class about this?
I could do that.
All right, good. This is a class in my school, just so you know.
I need a little more practice. I mean, I have been redoing a lot of readings for people, though.
No, but the more you do, the better you get at it. That was great, Liz.
Thanks.
Do you have questions for Liz? Anybody? She can't pull cards for anybody, but just some general questions might be nice. And there's my birthday. You can ask me birth questions too. Yes. Thanks, Liz.
Sure.
And how many different types of do you do besides the future? Do you past stuff? You do relationships?
So there's a past, present, and future. The funny thing is when my husband and when I got the deck, I pulled a past, present, and future for myself and also for my husband. And I really shuffled.
Can you read yourself?
Sure.
Okay.
And I'd like to pull a card. One of my kids will call me sometimes and be like, pull me a card today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Kevin
funny.
has a deck and
that's hysterical.
Or he'll
love that.
And, I think girls like that, so.
Yeah, that's great. That's cool. My mom pulls me a tarot card, by the way, just so you know. That's where you're going to meet my mom.
That's what you got to meet.
Here's Michelle. She has a question. Michelle. Hi, Michelle. Good to see you again. Build a solid structure into your expanded school. Hyperfent. Use logic and authority, less decisions. Yes. Great. Thank you, Michelle. Perfect. Wow.
I know. It was a little like with the Hierophant. It was kind of weird because it was like, okay, that's such a straight and narrow kind of card. I don't see that as us so much.
Right.
But I think that was really good insight.
Yeah, very good insight because the emotion has to match anything else.
You got to be there's that practical side.
Yes, you are reading. You are reading a new level of wisdom. If you ask, there you go.
Go on. Ask 5.
You're reaching a new level of wisdom, and if you ask 5 pentacles for help, the help would be granted. Wow, have you heard that? That's pretty cool.
That's what we were saying about the church window and everything.
Oh, the church window, the 5 pentacles. It says so much.
Yeah.
So why don't you do a tarot cards class and might put it in the school?
Why not?
I don't know about it.
What the heck?
Well, they want to know about it, right?
I'm in my Saturn return, right?
You're in your Saturn return. Come on.
It's time to close.
Plenty of room in the pew. I'll move over. Oh my God, my birthday is 2 days. Good. I'm 2 days younger than James. Yay! Oh, well, we pull one for one person, pull for everyone. Sorry. All right, want to pull for him?
Sure, why not? Okay. So who are we pulling for?
Yes, it is Teresa Miller. She's gonna. Oh, no, not Teresa Miller. Sorry, Teresa. Hold on. I don't know.
Someone has a question about employment.
Well, we should do a guy's birthday or the girl's birthday.
Oh, okay. Pull a card. Okay, wait. We got a bunch now.
Which one are you gonna do?
So let's.
Can anyone learn tarot cards, Liz?
Can anyone learn? Yes.
That's one of the questions.
I think if you're drawn to them, I know, like we always say to your students, take the courses you're drawn to, and I was just extremely drawn to tarot.
Everybody has to do it. It's a tool. Everybody has their own tools. They feel connected.
But I like to sometimes, draw my own interpretations of the cards, and they're just a very cool artistic thing too.
When I was around 6 or 7 years old, I was taught by relatives some very basic readings with playing cards with the knives. Oh, wow. Knaves, queens, and kings. What is knaves? But I can't recall what the meanings were. I'd love to learn tarot.
There's so much on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, so much on YouTube. My friend of mine does it all the time. Thank you, everybody. Are you in San Diego? Yes. I'm in
Yes.
San Diego with Liz. Okay, please pull a card for me. But you have to.
Okay, let's
we don't
pull
pull a card
for
for.
Alyssa.
Birthday. Well, his
Oh, wait.
is September 15th.
Okay, let's do
Phyllis Coward.
Phyllis. All right,
Phyllis
Phyllis.
Coward. We're gonna go to you because your
September
birthday is
15th.
September 15th.
So she is a Virgo.
Yep.
Virgo's what, a water sign?
It's an Earth sign.
Virgo's
I'm the
Earth.
first day. I'm the 0
Oh,
degree. I'm just into
okay.
Earth.
Yeah, I always wonder that because it's
Hi,
I'm Leo.
Wendy.
All right, so we're gonna pull
September 15th.
September 15th. Oh, the moon. So that's very mystical. I wonder if there's a full moon on the 15th.
I don't think so. I think we just had it or having it. Yeah.
So the moon is that hidden side of you that, the side that's not as apparent. So maybe this birthday, Phyllis, it's time for you to sort of let the real you out, explore
that's pretty
some
cool.
things.
That's pretty great. Very good.
So that's Phyllis.
That's good. Okay. Pull one more way. I'm just getting as fast as we can, everybody. It's very quick. There's someone for Charlie. Charlie Sousa, my birthday. I want to know about his job. He wants to know about my job, my future. Charlie Sousa. My birthday is 9/2/59. Happy
So
birthday.
James, let's have you pull one for Charlie.
Okay, I'll pull one for Charlie.
Get into the Charlie zone.
Charlie zone. Charlie, you worry too much. Number one. Typical Virgo. Here's one for Charlie. Charlie, for your job and future. Oh!
Justice.
Justice.
Okay, so you just said he worries too much. He weighs everything. He thinks about everything. But
You
at the end of the day,
balance.
got to have balance, just like the scales of justice.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, things are going to work out. What's meant to be is going to be.
Does that mean like a legal thing maybe sometimes?
Could be a legal job. Could just be.
I'll be a lawsuit?
No,
No.
I don't think so.
It's just fairness.
Because he's asking about his job and his
And
future. I would say if you're looking at justice, it's that the path you're on, you're going to find the right job for you. You're going to find something,
If you do the right
that works.
thing.
If you do the right thing,
it comes to you.
yeah, it'll come to you.
Okay.
So
good. Very
don't
good
stress
card.
out too much about it.
Yeah.
Just know that what's meant to be is going to happen.
You go, Liz. Listen, this is good.
Sit in the silence. Wait a
There you
minute.
go. Get back in the closet. Get back in that closet.
Okay.
We met somebody recently, some friends of mine, and they were talking about mediumship and psychic reading, and they haven't sat in any development circles. And we were talking to this guy, and it was really rough what he was saying. So it was like Kelly White and I were talking. It's like this person's got to know about development circles and also the psychological part of doing readings for people. So like for mediumship. So in a mediumship 3, she's going to do a lecture about the psychological impact of readings. Because every medium should know that. It's very, very important. How you treat people, the energy that's okay.
Well, and I think when I'm pulling tarot cards for friends too,
Same thing, right?
it's the same thing. And what I really like is I like when I'm doing somebody that I don't know that well,
Right.
because you do tend to color your readings because based on what you know about the person. Right. And sometimes you can use the cards to kind of make a point to somebody that you would like to tell them directly, but that's not really how you're supposed to do it. Right. So I always worry about the impact that what I.
But if you're a good person, what you are, you wouldn't come out and say something negative. Anyway.
Never, no.
You would always make it nice,
But also,
but you get the point across.
Yeah. But the cards don't say like, "Oh, you're going to get hit by a bus." No. The cards say maybe like, "Oh, you need to be more aware of your environment. Don't have your head in the clouds. Be more focused."
Right. That's the human that does that.
Right.
The human goes to the extreme of fear or love. Right. They just do, and it's sad, but it's true.
But it's always insight, which is always good.
It's right insight. Exactly. Okay. I want to do one more.
Sure. Why not?
My son's birthday is tomorrow. A card, please. So that's Yulia.
What's
Yulia Konasaba, my son's name. So Yulia, you have to write back in and tell us what his name is. And what do you want the question for your son's birthday?
And how old is he?
And how old is he?
And
so I'm looking for Yulia. I could probably pick it out. Hi, John W. How are you?
Oh.
Okay.
August 19th.
August 19th. Wow. When I was a little girl, I had a tarot card reading. I would get cancer and die from it. Never had another reading.
That's not right.
That's not right, Holly.
That's just what we're talking about.
I don't see that. I don't see that. That's so
but
not
that's not
right.
What they should do.
I don't see
that's
that.
Terrible.
No, to plant that in your space. Get rid of it. Time to let that out. Because I sometimes do a hose in my head.
Okay, so we're gonna fix Holly. We're gonna pull.
Okay, Holly. Holly Swanson Erdman. Here you go, Holly.
Because I don't like that.
No, that's not good. So Holly, there you go.
Okay.
So
we got the 3 of Wands.
Holly. So let's go back to Holly. Renee, Holly. She's above us here. So Holly. So she had where is she? I'm trying to find you, Holly. There you go. Thank you.
There she is. Okay. So the 3 of Wands, pretty simple card, not overly super, like significant. There's not anything catastrophic, nothing scary. Wands are about inspiration. The
Okay.
Three of Wands is kind of like starting on your journey. There's like, you're kind of on your own. You know where you're going.
Okay.
You're starting your journey. Like Wands are inspiration
Can
and
I pick something
ideas.
for her?
Absolutely, pick
Okay.
something, because that one I felt was kind of boring. Like not.
I want to pick one for her.
Yeah,
Holly.
you pick one for
Holly Swanson.
Because I was like,
Erdman.
I wanted something better.
Well, I know it's better, but I'm picking.
It's not bad, but it's just sort of neutral.
So now here's a little test.
Okay, let's see.
No, let's not see. You tell me what it is before you. What do you feel about
Okay.
this card?
Okay.
Before you even look at it, what are you feeling about that card?
I think it's going to be one of the minor. It's not going to be like the major arcana. I think it's going to be one of the the wands or the.
And emotionally,
I'm
what do
gonna
you feel
say-
emotionally from it? And because of her name is Holly Swanson Erdman, and that card is pulled from emotion. So let's say I filled it for love
Let's
for
say
her.
cups and love.
Cups and love.
Okay, maybe like a higher cups. Like let's see if it's like
So
a
what
6
do
or
you
7.
feel though? Instead
What
of
I'm-
trying to guess what the card is, what do you feel
Oh.
about the emotion
Oh,
behind
okay.
the card? So instead of like what it looks like, what do you feel from it?
So what I
first
was
of all?
just feeling was like a kind of a crossroads.
Okay.
And I was feeling water,
Okay.
and I was just feeling like a stream divided. That's what my vision was. Let's
Okay.
see what we got. The King of Wands. Okay.
The King of Wands. So there are
So-
no cups.
No cups and wands, but wands are also what we just pulled. So we've got another
Air, is that-
wands,
Yeah. So you got two
Yeah.
wands.
right?
So wands mean again.
And the wands are fire. The
That's
wands are like
fire.
the inspiration, ideas, and kind of new.
And is King of Wands like a leader in the
It'll be a leader,
like a
yeah.
leader.
So that's
So it's very interesting.
together. I think that's really good.
Because I was thinking, Holly, that
Yeah.
on my
No, no.
interpretation, I was felt like before I went over, like, it's going to be a leadership of some kind. Like she doesn't realize her power yet,
Okay.
and don't live a life of giving your power away so much. So like what that person might have done to you is took your power away and put a negative charge on that, and then this is opening it up to see that you can be a leader in whatever you do.
Right.
But
And
that's-
wands I always think of as creativity
Is
too. Just
so
like
leader and creativity in some way.
like
too.
just
Writing a
let your
book.
mind let your mind go. Whatever you can imagine, you can accomplish. I mean, the
That's
king's
great.
such a powerful, and I like the two wands together. And it's just so funny how there's always so many, no matter how hard you shuffle,
Oh, it's so weird.
there's so many patterns.
It's so
always.
weird. And my friend, they had a deck of cards from about the talking to heaven, and this lady was in grief for years and years and years. Her sister died. I think a son died. Someone else died. She had a grief tree in her bedroom. Seriously,
The grief tree.
she was always about grief, and she couldn't get over the grief. And I was trying to help her, and it was so she came to an event I had in New Jersey, and I said, "Did you look at the talking to heaven cards?" And she goes, "Yeah." So she pulled like 2 or 3, but the first one was card grief.
Wow.
And then she gave me to pull another card, and she shuffles it. She pulls another card. Grief. I said, wait a minute.
I remember you.
Remember this? And then I
Yes.
said, this can't happen. It's a misprint. And another card. There were some like 60 decks there that she had to get from. She pulls a third card. Grief. We looked at every other card. There were no other grief cards there. So there was a misprint of the 3 cards. Yet
Just in that deck.
yes, just in that deck. No other deck. Which I told another deck had it. And that was one that she picked.
Wow, the 3.
Isn't that wild?
The odds of that are
The odds are
crazy.
crazy. Okay, kids.
right.
Woo, 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 woo! May 29th. I'm going to say for my birthday present, I'm going to go get a drink of champagne. We're
idea.
going to go to lunch.
Okay.
We're going to go to lunch. So Liz is going to take me for a birthday lunch. I don't know if you know that now.
I am.
Okay.
Plan.
Love you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Renee.
Bye.
And thank you, everybody, for your wonderful wishes. We'll see you next week. And tonight, I'm not going to be on. We're not going to be doing a show tonight. Next Monday night, we will be. Because tonight we're taking it off as Kelly's traveling, and I'll be traveling. Okay?
And if this has inspired you,
Yes.
and you'd like to learn more and tap into your own psychic, we don't talk about the psychic course.
We never
as much,
do. I
because we've been in
know.
such a mediumship role. But the psychic course, I was remembering when I first started working for James and he was recording that course,
Yeah.
how amazing it is.
Yeah,
I
it's
kind
pretty
of,
cool.
it kind of all came back. So you might want to check that out. You always want to check out the 28 Days of Transformation.
Great,
especially
great
if you've got a
course.
birthday
Oh, it's
coming.
my birthday celebration. That's right.
Yes, the birthday
Now's the
sale.
time to get a course. They're
25%
discounted.
off on all eligible
I
courses.
think I started that when I was 25. No.
And it's, I think the code was birthday 25.
Birthday 25 is the code, right?
You'll see it on the
It's
on our
birthday.
homepage.
Yeah, birthday 25. It's all down. Birthday 25
Okay.
times like 3. Bye, everybody. God bless you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.